U.S. Vice President visit charms Tanzanian young innovators. Good evening, I am Nasa Kingu. Just a reminder, you can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages, all at TBC Online. President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan says the United States is making valuable contribution to the implementation of various development projects in the country. President Dr. Samia made the remark at the State House in Dar es Salaam during a joint press briefing together with the U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris. Gloria Michael has more details.
It's the second day of the visit by Her Excellence, the Vice President of United States of America to Tanzania, Kamala Harris, where she had an opportunity to have a close talk with the President of United Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, and discussed a number of issues.
President Dr. Samia says the United States of America has made valuable contribution to the implementation of various development projects and advised on the prolonging of the African Growth and Opportunity Act AGOA to 2030.
As you understand, in the year 2025, the AGOA Act will end, and African countries, including Tanzania, is asking for an extension of it for at least 10 years so that investors in the country can have assurance of their investments.
On the other hand, President Samia says that USA has been on the forefront in the fight against malaria and highlights on the Tanzania's focus on democracy-based governance.
Democracy has been very essential in my administration. We have managed to be a democratic country with rule of law. I am grateful to President Joe Biden for inviting me to the Summit for Democracy 2022 that was done virtually. That invite recognizes our efforts in exercising democracy and good governance.
The U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris says her government has provided more than $1 billion to support development and economic projects for women in Africa.
As I have said many times, women around the world must be able to fully participate in economic, political, and social life. And they must be able to participate equally, including in leadership roles. When you lift up the economic status of women, you lift up the economic status of families, of communities, and all of society benefits.
Furthermore, the Vice President has praised President Samia for her efforts to strengthen the economy, including extraction and construction of nickel processing plants.
Work is currently underway to build the first of its kind processing facility on the continent for minerals that go into electric vehicle batteries. This will deliver battery-grade nickel to the United States and global markets as soon as 2026. This project is an important and pioneering model, using innovative and low-emission technology and high labor standards. Importantly, raw minerals will soon be processed in Tanzania by Tanzanians.
Reporting from State House in Dar es Salaam, Gloria Michael, TBC.
Meanwhile, the members of the Tanzania Startup Association say the arrival of the U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris opens many investment and business opportunities for the innovative projects in the country. They made the remarks earlier today in Dar es Salaam when being paid a visit by the U.S. Vice President at the association compound. Rehema Sababili has more.
Vice President of the United States Kamala Harris listening to the innovative project carried out by Tanzanian innovators, which aims to solve challenges in the employment, energy and financial sector in the country. The innovators said they are ready to partner with American investors and look forward to shared skills, innovations and new opportunities.
America is very advanced in technology, and also there are so many investors outside there. So her coming here to Tanzania, we are very happy that we expect to be able to access investment opportunities, and also we are expecting to access different technologies that will help our countries and our startup access to technologies that can solve different problems.
It is the opportunity of actually seeing that there is a vibrant, booming Tanzanian startup ecosystem, and the fact that the Tanzanian startup ecosystem has grown. There is women operating this space, projects using digital technologies, tackling different things. So from climate, human capital and youth, there's different people working around the agriculture value chain. And all that we're happy about is the fact that we get a global landscape to actually get to see that we're doing things and we are ready for partnerships and we're ready to work.
Tanzania Startup Association Chairman Zahoro Mohaji said US is an important stakeholder for the development of innovative industry in Tanzania.
Our big expectations for the visit of Vice President Kamala Harris is it will strengthen and solidify the relationship between Tanzania and US around areas around technology, startups, innovation.
Among the innovative projects reviewed by the Vice President of the United States of America are job creation, energy and financial business supply chain project. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Rehema Sabili, TBC News.
President of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, says his government intends to ensure inclusive development in Pemba and improve social services, including road infrastructure and the construction of an international airport. Dr. Mwinyi made the remark when he met and held talks with the British High Commissioner to Tanzania, David Konkar, at the State House in Zanzibar. President Mwinyi asserts that Pemba is open for more investments and he expects the development projects to increase upon completion of the new international airport.
Infrastructure, particularly in Pemba. As you know, the development of Pemba and Unguja is not the same. We want to change that. We want Pemba to do as well as Unguja is doing. And these two projects, the road from Chake to Mkoani and the airport would change that scenario, and particularly the airport. We have concluded, I must say, the discussion between the contractor and the government regarding the airport. There were some differences which we have concluded now. Everything is on track. They have agreed to do more in terms of the square meters of the terminal building than previously that they wanted to do. So now we are happy.
On his part, British High Commissioner to Tanzania David Konkar has reassured UK's commitment to the government of Zanzibar and vows to continue to support projects being carried out in Pemba.
It's a pleasure to see you again, and thank you. And I should say Ramadan Mubarak, and to you and to all of your team and colleagues. I wanted to reassure you that that work is in train. It is going as quickly as it can, and it is going, from my point of view, as well as it can.
The Minister of State Policy, Parliament, Labour, Employment, Youth and the Disabled, Professor Joyce Ndalichako, says the Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa is expected to be the official guest of honor during the launch of the 2023 Uhuru Torch race. The launch is expected to be held at the Nangwanda Stadium in Mtwara region in April this year.
The Uhuru torch is used as a symbol of independence of our country, and after the independence, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere decided to use it as a symbol to continue to inspire unity, peace and solidarity.
Kama chombo cha kuendelea kuhamasisha taifa lenye umoja.
On her part, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Youth, Culture and Sports in Zanzibar, Fatuma Hamad Rajab, says the Uhuru Torch is a main symbol of freedom and unity, while the Mtwara Regional Commissioner, Colonel Ahmed Abbas, affirms that all preparations for the launch are completed and calls on all residents of Mtwara and other neighboring regions to turn up in numbers for the launch.
All residents of Mtwara region should show up on the 1st of April during the launch of the Uhuru Torch in our region in the Nangwanda Sijaona Stadium. I thank the government of the Republic of Tanzania and the revolutionary government of Zanzibar for the honor they give to Mtwara region.
Nishukuru serikali ya Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania na serikali ya Mapinduzi Zanzibar.
Kwa Watanzania wote kuweza kujitokeza kwa wingi. We should all come together on the day of 4th April 2023 during the celebration of the launch of the Uhuru Torch as we know that the Uhuru torch is a union matter. All Tanzanians should realize that the Uhuru torch is precious to us, which was founded by the late Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. So we have the right to develop and inherit it from one generation to another.
Region, now we go to another region, and here is about the Nkasi District Commissioner Peter Tufuatilie says the district has received various medical equipment and medicines worth 1.8 billion Tanzanian shillings, which will be distributed to the district hospital and other 4 health centers. Talking to TBC News, the district commissioner mentioned some of the medical equipment received to be modern X-ray machines, CT scan machines, and advanced diagnosis machines. Here is a report by Jose Cheo, read by Lulua Mohammed.
After the completion of the construction of numerous district hospitals and health centers in the country, the government fulfills its promise to purchase medical equipment and medicine in Nkasi district.
As we speak right now, we have received the equipment worth 1.80 billion shillings. The equipment is already on site, and as we speak, the contractor is making the installation and train others the use of this equipment.
The Nkasi District Commissioner Peter Tufuatilie, together with some system leaders in the district, have witnessed the arrival of the modern medical equipment.
We have gone around and seen enough medical equipment that will help the people of this district and the surrounding areas to get services that they did not receive and had to go to Sumbawanga or Mbeya regional hospitals. The issue of citizens being sure of their health is a security matter. When you have people who are not sure of their health, we are putting the security of the country in a dangerous situation.
The Nkasi District Hospital has been completed with the cost of billions of shillings, and here some of the residents expressed their delights.
The equipment we have received here today will greatly help us to get treatment instead of relying on distant hospitals. Finally, all the problems we encountered in the beginning will be over.
The Fair Competition Commission FCC Director General William Erio urges traders and importers of goods to comply with cargo rules and regulations to avoid unnecessary costs. Emmanuel Samuel has more.
The Fair Competition Commission FCC Director General made the remarks when he met with some of the traders, insisting that despite the government efforts to improve the business environment in the country, some of them still finding it challenging to follow the rules and regulations which contribute to the loss of the income of the government.
For instance, there is one owner manufacturer who brought 2,000 pairs of shoes, claiming that the same were for their employees, but they have only 40 employees. So it doesn't make sense to have 2,000 to bring at a go, 2,000 pair of shoes intended to be used for 40 employees. And when you asked them for a business plan to show that these are long-term, they could not establish it. There are some, say, transporters who claim to have 200, 300 fleet of vehicles, which you know they have. But the spare parts which they brought, they are also bulky and on weekly or monthly basis.
In addition, the director says that the Commission plans to continue providing education to traders.
One of our roles as FCC is to undertake advocacy to the members of the public, to the business community, including these importers. Not only at the time the goods are already here, but even on the high seas, 2 or 3 weeks before the cargo arrives at the reaches the Dar es Salaam port. They can come to us and seek any clearances and seek for clarification on what documents are required to ensure that the goods are cleared on time.
Here, some of the traders who have participated in the meeting highlight some of the issues that need to be worked on by the Commission.
We wish that FCC could enter this system of clearing and forwarding issues, because so that like the way GCLA they're doing, like you apply for the permit, you do your things online. If they should establish like some sort of system or a portal where you can verify your goods to see that they're in compliance, and they put yes through online, like put like the way GCLA they're doing, TBS they're doing the same.
In the near future, maybe there will be some actions will be taken. Maybe there will terms and conditions for importers like us, so that all the parties involved can be benefit from it.
As said with the Director General, this we will start be implementing to all our suppliers to explain the requirements properly, so the business can grow in our country, and to support our President Mama Samia Suluhu Hassan in bringing more revenue in the country, as well as employment for our people.
Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Emmanuel Samuel, TBC News.
The Catholic Relief Services CRS Executive Director Sean Callahan says the organization prepares to celebrate 60 years of collaboration with the government in areas of agriculture, clean water, solar electrification in rural areas, and health. He was speaking with journalists in Dar es Salaam, outlining that the event is expected to be attended by various government leaders, church leaders, and donors.
The first thing, and many of you will recognize this here, is when you go out to the communities, they recognize you and they welcome you so warmly here in Tanzania. You know, they've got the band going and everybody's dancing, and even those of us who can't keep a real beat going are out there dancing with them. It's really that warm, bringing people together in the communities, and that joy and power of the communities that we have to harness as we move forward.
The Mbeya Regional CRS Chief Officer Marilyn Chota says the organization has been supporting various projects in Mbeya region.
There are 4 program areas that we will be focusing on over the next 5 years that align with some of our own agency Global Vision 2030 strategy, but also with the government strategies. And those areas include nutrition and ECD.
The Director of Caritas Tanzania, Dennis Wigira, insists that the institution has supported low-income citizens by providing them with the best methods in agriculture, environmental sanitation, and human health development.
But looking at the vision that CRS has and the motivation that it has that led to engage the Catholic Church, I would have said this Catholic Relief Service is Catholic Real Services.
And that item from Dar es Salaam concludes our local news tonight. International news is up next. It's international news with Faidan Gaga.
Leader of the Roman Catholic Pope Francis remains under observation at the Gemelli Hospital in Rome after being admitted with a breathing infection. Vatican spokesman Matteo Bruni says the infection is not COVID-19. Pope Francis is more exposed to breathing problems as he had part of one lung removed in his youth in his native Argentina. Pope Francis's stay in hospital is expected to last several days and comes ahead of the busy Christian Easter period. Violence broke out in Kenya on the 3rd day of opposition demonstrations to protest at the government and the high cost of living. Security was tight, with police in riot gear patrolling the capital Nairobi after fierce clashes erupted during similar protests on Monday. Dozens of people in the congested Nairobi neighborhoods of Mathare and Kibera engaged police in running battles, throwing rocks and burning tires, while officers responded with tear gas. In opposition, leader Raila Odinga's lakeside bastions of Kisumu and Homa Bay in western Kenya, protesters also hurled rocks at police and lit bonfires in the middle of the road. Odinga has called for protests every Monday and Thursday, accusing President William Ruto of stealing last year's election and of failing to control the surging cost of living. The demonstrations, declared illegal by the government, have turned violent on previous days, with police firing tear gas, water cannon, and occasionally live bullets, while looters have gone on the rampage. A ferry carrying about 250 passengers and crew has caught fire in the southern Philippines and 31 people died in the blaze. According to a Brazilian provincial governor, Jim Hartman, many of those rescued had jumped off the MV Lady Mary Joy 3 in panic at the height of the fire and were plucked from the sea by the Coast Guard, Navy, another ferry, and local fishermen. The search and rescue efforts continues for the missing passengers. The South Sudan's President Salva Kiir has appointed a member of his own party as a defense minister, according to an announcement read on state media of South Sudan, breaching a peace deal in which the role should be selected by the party of First Vice President and opposition leader Riek Machar. Defense Minister Angelina Teny, who is also Machar's wife, was fired alongside the Interior Minister this month, reigniting long-standing disagreements over how the two war veterans share power. According to the announcement read on the state TV, Salva Kiir replaced Teny with Chor Thonbalok, a loyal general and former governor of Upper Nile State. In 2018, Salva Kiir and Machar's forces signed a peace agreement ending 5 years of civil war that killed 400,000 people. Implementation of the deal has been slow, and bouts of fighting have continued to kill and displace large numbers of civilians. Commenting on the new appointment, Machar's spokesperson Puok Baluang has said the appointment of Chol Thonbalok as a new Minister of Defense is unilateral and a new blatant violation of the peace agreement, and calling for the former Defense Minister Angelina Teny to be reinstated.
Well, that was international news. The sports news is up next. And here is sports news with Malio Cheto.
Fountain Gate Dodoma Secondary School girls head coach Veronica Kihondo says she is confident that her squad will be the first team to lift the trophy of the newly CAF African Schools Football Championship, scheduled to take place from 5th to 8th of March in Durban, South Africa. Speaking with the TBC news reporter in Dar es Salaam, Coach Kihondo reveals that they are well prepared to face any opponents taking part in the competition and cruise to the final.
Siku zote hawezi kukubali kushindwa.
We can't agree to be beaten all the time. As I see, my team is well prepared because we played different friendly matches. We hope that we'll be back with victory and will be a good Tanzania representative.
Lakini pia Tanzania na Dodoma kwa ujumla.
Fountain Gate Dodoma Secondary School girls football team qualified to participate into the CAF African Schools Football Championship finals as they beat Ethiopia's Ahoro Senior Secondary School 3-0 in final. Minister of Culture, Arts and Sports, Dr. Pindi Chana, says government has planned to build sports infrastructure in the country so as to promote scouting and talents from grassroots levels. Dr. Chana says good sports infrastructure will be the key factors for the nurturing skills of youth players for the betterment of clubs and the national teams in the country.
Sisi tuna jukumu kubwa sana. We have a very big responsibility as we coordinate and supervise development of culture, arts and sports in the country. Stakeholders, you have to understand that we are accountable to reach the development of this sector.
The government has conducted a meeting with the sports stakeholders and discussed how they can work together to build sports facilities in Tanzania. Malio Cheto, TBC News.
Well, and that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. On behalf of the whole team, I am Nasa Kingu. Have a lovely night.